I've been trying to avoid making videos criticizing General Motors because, well, they're such an easy target. But I can't avoid it. It's impossible. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who've contributed to our Patreon account and become a patron. It's amazing what you've done for this channel. YouTube members, thank you guys as well. And also to all of those who've contributed to our GoFundMe campaign, which is for my wife who has stage 4 cancer, which they say is incurable, but I'm determined she's going to beat it. Thank you for your help at this time. It's been game changing. I know we use that word too often, but it really has. General Motors are investing more than $1 billion into V8 engines. And frankly, for me right now, considering the fact that I'm very well aware that these engines, or the emissions from gasoline and diesel-powered vehicles do cause cancer, or they at least contribute to cancer for pretty much everyone living in the Western world, unless you live in the middle of nowhere and you're not drinking in these emissions, then this is pretty damn disappointing. Not to mention, it's pretty damn stupid. I mean, seriously, these guys got heaps of debt. The automotive industry is clearly rapidly moving to EVs all over the world. General Motors know this. They know this 100%. They're saying they're all in on EVs, and they're doing this. Now, they're not only doing this. Remember when I made a video like 6 months ago? I'm sure you guys, most of you saw that. It was the world's biggest engine. Literally, General Motors developed the biggest engine you can buy ever. Maybe not ever, but in the last 20 years of automotive industry existence, it is the biggest engine you can buy. That is ridiculous. Why on earth is that necessary? It doesn't make sense. Now, GM announced yesterday it's going to invest $1 billion in 4 US facilities to produce V8 engines, and it seems ridiculous to me. Now, despite GM advertising it's going all in on electric vehicles, it's spending insane amounts of money. I mean, okay, it's not $1 billion, it's $854 million US dollars. $854 million. Does anyone who buys a V8 care? Seriously, think about it. Think about this just from a logical perspective. Who buys a V8, right, to get a 1% improvement in performance? They don't. They don't care. They really don't. I mean, I used to be one of those people who used to look at all the stats on these V8 engines and the new model and see what it was. And every time I'd be underwhelmed. I'd be thinking, you guys just spent $3 billion developing this whole new series of engines and they're really not any better than the previous model. They're barely any different. You say that the economy is improved in these engines by 2 or 3%, maybe, if you're lucky. And then what happens is in the real world, these new so-called economy boosters wreck the engine. Stuff like direct injection, which just means your engine deteriorates faster. And then companies go, oh yeah, sorry, fail, facepalm. Actually, you're right, direct injection isn't great. We'll combine it with port injection and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to not clog up your engine. This is the kind of thing that they're spending billions of dollars on. General Motors surely should know better, surely. But they haven't learned their lesson. Mary, you did it. Yeah. Mary, she's the one making this call. Mary, what the hell? Seriously. Now, General Motors has spent much of last year promoting its upcoming electric vehicle lineup, which includes the Chevy Blazer EV, the Chevy Silverado EV, the Chevy Equinox EV, the Hummer EV, the Bolt EUV, the Bolt EV, the Cadillac Lyriq, which they make hardly any of, and General Motors fans are getting pissed off because they can't get one. GMC Hummer, of course, like I just said, the GMC new EV. Yeah, they've got a lot of EVs, but production is so small. I mean, the Bolt and the Bolt EV are amazing. $20,000 US after the tax credit. If you can get one for MSRP, the Bolt is $19,995 after the tax credit. That's ridiculous. But they're only making 70,000 of them. So rather than spending $1 billion on V8 engines, why not just increase production of those vehicles? I mean, seriously. Now, General Motors claims the Bolt is the #1 mainstream EV series in 2022. The #1 mainstream EV series. What does that even mean? They created their own category so that they could prove President Biden was right when he said, Mary, you did it. You're #1. You electrified the world. Really? Come on, it's like a child's game. You know, when we play children's games, like my boy, Cal, when he races BMX, they don't let him at his age, they don't let them actually have a place. They won't give them a place, they won't give them a trophy for places they say that it's going to damage their psyches, right? This is how GM's playing the game. It's going to damage our psyche if we play with everyone else. We'll create our own category where there's no winners and losers. We just win everything because there's no one else to compete against. That's what they did. Can you believe that? Is that an adult, or is that just like an adult acting like a child? Now, the interesting thing is, GM announced they're investing $1 billion. And of that $1 billion, $900 million is going to gasoline-powered V8 engine development. $100 million is going into EV production of various things, battery cooling packs and things to try and, improve their electric vehicle production. But one-tenth. And this comes right after we learn that General Motors and LG Chem have just had a hissy fit, had a falling out. They're no longer friends anymore. They're no longer buddies. GM basically is saying, well, yeah, the electric vehicle revolution, it's important, but the Electric Viking was correct. Guys, I told you they shouldn't put all their eggs in one basket. How many times did I say this? Probably 100. Probably go, Viking, shut the hell up. Stop talking about how General Motors are making a mistake by having only one battery partner. Who cares? Well, yeah. General Motors should have listened. Maybe someone working at GM watched that video or one of my videos talking about how that was a huge mistake. They have one single battery partner putting every single egg in that basket. It doesn't make sense. It's insane. And now they've had a falling out. What happens? GM's like, what are we going to do? Nobody knows. Have they found a new battery partner? No. It's not that easy, is it? Now, the big problem, in my opinion, is the fact that General Motors are not using lithium iron phosphate batteries, which is what will truly bring the price of their battery packs down to the price range they need to make a profit. GM say their batteries will be 70% cheaper in 2026. Clearly, LG Chem does not agree with that forecast. Otherwise, they'd be hanging around, wouldn't they? There's money to be made. Well, basically, General Motors are saying, there's money to be made, but for us, not for you. And LG is saying, hang on a minute, I don't think we like that deal. No more battery factories for you. That's it. Finished. Now, the other thing that's bizarre, right, is that GM have these nonsensical reasons for why they didn't make an electric Corvette. They made a plug-in hybrid version. It burnt to the ground. When I saw those photos of when it burnt to the ground, could you believe that? The thing didn't burn to the ground. It basically incinerated itself to the point where no one would have ever known that thing was a car. Period. You never would have known it was a car. It was just incinerated into a pile of ashes. The only thing that identified that wreck as a car, was the fact that the alloy wheels were still there. Now, you would have seen the wheels and thought, weird, someone left their wheels on the road. And then you would have seen basically a black stain on the road. Maybe I'm slightly exaggerating, but not much. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check it out. I'll put a link in the description below to the Chevrolet Corvette burning to the ground. That's what they should have done before they made that thing. They should have made it all electric. Think about it. All electric cars. They're crazy. General Motors saying they didn't make it because it wouldn't be fast enough because it's electric. And that is just ridiculous. Rematch Navira, fastest car on the planet. It's destroying every gasoline-powered supercar. What are they talking about? Model S Plaid. Look at that. Even if you want to say, but it doesn't do 1.9 seconds. So what? 2.3 seconds. Whatever it is, it's still faster than the Corvette E-Ray, and it's massive. So, General Motors, in my opinion, they need new leadership. I've been saying this for a long time. They do. However, to be fair, General Motors is investing more than $35 billion through 2025 on electric vehicles. Although I don't know if that's changed now that their battery factory, the fourth one, has been cancelled. Maybe that's changed. Maybe that's going down to $27 billion now. I'm not sure. But keep this in mind, though. Keep this in mind. GM keeps moving the goalposts. They keep on moving them, don't they? In October of 2022, they would have 18 electric car models on sale. 18. Well, we all know that date came and went. Now, GM said in 2023, they gave some numbers for how many EVs they'd be producing this year. Well, they've changed those, haven't they? They keep on changing it. Now, they've changed their numbers for 2024, right? They were going to decimate Tesla in 2025. all these so-called experts on Wall Street said it would happen. They, you can't read these guys' comments and take them remotely seriously. If you actually take investment advice from these clowns, sorry, there's just no hope for you. I mean, these are the guys saying that Tesla is going to be basically in trouble because GM's going to take most of their electric vehicle sales by 2027. Seriously. They're saying this stuff with a straight face. GM, pull your heads out of your butts. Start taking electric cars seriously, or yes, you very well may go bankrupt.